to Good Morning Football. Will Selva inside the NFL Network newsroom. In what is quickly becoming a tradition in Cleveland, Browns head coach Hugh Jackson says he will name his starting quarterback on Wednesday after evaluating game film on Deshaun Kaiser and Cody Kessler. Wash, rinse, repeat. As for Kaiser, he didn't want to talk about his personal life on Sunday, but he did on Monday. Kaiser saying it was frustrating to be a distraction. Quote, "My mother wouldn't be proud of this. The biggest takeaway is do whatever you can to make sure that you are not a distraction," end quote. A video surfaced of Kaiser being out at a bar late Friday night. The Eagles' win didn't come without a cost. Offensive tackle Jason Peters suffering a right knee injury. He's having an MRI on it today. The Philadelphia Inquirer reporting the initial impression is that he injured his MCL. Peters had to be carted off the field in the third quarter with an air cast. Redskins offensive guard Brandon Sheriff also will undergo an MRI today for his MCL injury. He suffered the left knee injury in the fourth quarter of the Monday night loss to the Eagles. The depleted offensive line already dealing with injuries to Morgan Moses and Trent Williams. We wish both Peters and Sheriff speedy recoveries. And that'll do it from here in Los Angeles. Stay tuned for more Good Morning Football from the gang in New York coming up right after this.
Tonight on NFL Total Access, who's the best team in the NFC East? It appears that the Eagles may have answered that question for us last night. So the better question, maybe, who's the best team in the NFL? David, not named the Raiders.
It kind of has to be the Eagles by default, I think.
Does Elliott Harrison agree? Whether he does or does not, we're going to find a reason to debate his new power rankings that come out today. Would you agree that the Jags deserve some love on someone's list?
Yeah, I absolutely agree. The defense is playing solid. Blake Bortles actually played pretty good.
10 sacks, that's insane. Yeah. Veteran tight end Mercedes Lewis is our special guest right here in studio. Plus, Cutler is down, Palmer is out, Falcons can't score, neither can the Panthers or the Titans or the Bears.
Unless you're on defense.
Unless you're on defense. So what do you do in fantasy with this information? You pivot and you plot your next move on the waiver wire tonight, 7 Eastern on NFL Total Access.
Welcome back to Good Morning Football. We're here live in New York City. Now it's time for us to share the best TD celebrations of the week, where the fun doesn't end zone, presented by Pepsi. What I'm going to do is I'm going to recap our favorite touchdown celebrations, and then our judges right here, they're going to judge from 1 to 10 and let you guys know which was the best one. You guys could join in by tweeting us using hashtag GMFB. Let's start this thing off with a tweet from Steelers wide receiver Juju Smith-Schuster thanking the NFL for saying we're having lit celebrations this year. So this is the tweet right here. I want to thank the NFL for letting us have lit celebrations. Yeah. Of course, we love it. It's hashtag lit. So with our first celebration, of course, let's go to Juju Smith-Schuster. 31-yard TD pass from Ben Roethlisberger. He gets in the end zone, and of course, it makes us smile because it reminds us of our childhood. Okay, he gets in, he takes a second, takes a breath, he finds his guys, he's locating. I think AB comes over, then he sees Le'Veon. Then he starts to count.
That's the best right there.
So great. I love the fact that they're selling it, though. The Le'Veon, he looked back like, is he peeking? All right, so let me go ahead and do this. All right, 1, all right, I'm hiding. 2, all right, 3,
oh boy,
4, 5.
I'm hiding behind the 10 that I'm giving it.
Stranger, is that you with the paper? What kind of hiding spot is that? 10!
I'm hiding behind the 10. Lev Bell. It's not so much the Rook. It's Big Ben. It's Lev Bell here.
It's them selling it. What's crazy is
running back, stiff armor, actor, rapper.
Celebrator. And they said they went over this before the game. They're just like, hey, if I score, do you want to do the hide and seek? They're like, yeah, let's do it. Right. One of the best celebrations of the year.
Lev Bell seems like the kid who just wants to stay hidden the whole night, just drink Pepsi, all sleep over long. Never find him. What happened to Lev? He's gone.
He's gone.
Peter had a lampshade on his head.
The governor and MTA boss Joe Lota are in some hot water. I was reading the
all right, it's going to be tough to follow that act, but let's go to Jets wide receiver Robbie Anderson, who had a really nice celebration.
This was awesome.
He catches the TD. Now, this one is clean, and I love the fact that they didn't get. But my question is, why are the seats empty?
Where are those people?
I thought this was disrespectful.
Disrespectful? Listen, if you could do the Lambeau Leap,
in another team's building, you're jumping in the seat, and
so what? They're empty seats. Hey, if you don't want them jumping in the seats, fill up the seats. What are you saying? I love it.
I'm going to give it an 8 because if I ever tried to do that, it would never look anywhere near as smooth as that looked. Like it just, what was that?
Gotta have hops.
It was so graceful.
It was pretty nice. I'll go with an 8 as well. Nate, my dream is someday somebody in Jacksonville is going to run up into that little pool. Until then, we got the seats. I like it.
I'm going 8. Context. He does this. It's awesome. But later in the game, he threw his helmet and cost his team 15 yards.
Come on. One thing has nothing to do with the other. I love it. I give it a 10. That was one of my favorites of the weekend. All right, let's go to Chargers rookie Austin Eckler. He gets in, and my man rocks out a little bit. Now check out this 1-yard TD, pop pass. He gets in. Check him out.
Oh, okay. Oh, that was nice air guitar.
That was nice, right?
Okay, we have some Pete Townsend right there.
Check him out.
Food again. That's nice.
Could you do it better?
That's what I'm
Yeah,
talking
of course
about.
they could do it better. But, this is a young guy. He's trying to learn how to do it.
It looked like SpongeBob delivering the pizza.
Remember Wesley, what was it? Walls?
Wesley Walls.
Wesley Walls.
Yeah.
I love it. That's right. Hey, that was clean right there.
That was good. I like that, and I like the young guy doing it. I'm going to give it.
I'll give it an 8.
I'll give it a 7.
Okay, 8, 9, 7. All right,
Those are the highest scores they've ever given.
Yeah, I see
You're
that.
right.
I see that. You're loving this weekend, Kate.
Whoa, the second move is awesome.
Now, here's a young running back. Here's a running back that we're familiar with. Let's go to running back Ezekiel Elliott, 25 yards to the house. He gets in, and he does a little homage to somebody we all know in a different sport. Now, tell me what he's doing, guys.
Brian.
Yeah, that's called the silencer.
Okay.
That's what LeBron does for all the haters, all the Skip Baylesses of the world.
That's right. That's right.
Check him out.
So, because LeBron is a Cowboys fan when he's not being a Browns fan.
But then there's also the Ohio connection, right? You
Yeah.
feel me? Okay, so what do you think about Zeke getting in there? That's a silencer, and that could be Zeke saying, listen, let's just silence everybody talking about everything else but football. I'm on the field and I'm making plays.
I'm a Kyrie Irving guy. I'm going to go 5.
5?
Team
4?
Kyrie?
I'm Team Kyrie.
Okay.
Listen, the greatest thing Zeke ever did was jump into that kettle. He'll never be able to live up to that. I'll give it a 4.
Okay, all right. Well, I like it. I'm going to give it an 8 because I love LeBron. I'm a big LeBron fan.
Sure.
All right, now let's go. Our final one. Now, this is not really the best celebration.
What?
But
way to sell it.
Travis Benjamin, he gets in for a touchdown, and then he does a little bit of a slip. It's not really planned, so we'll just call this the Travis Benjamin slip and slide.
Hey, he's not the only one. Down goes
2,
Keenan, and...
Stop.
There's something going on at the stub on the sideline, man. I'm telling you.
Now, listen, you got to have... I love that they just played it off and they just got together. It was like, all right.
Austin Eckler getting in 2 different...
Yeah, Austin!
That's what I'm talking about. They got to fix something on that field if guys are falling down like that. Oh, my man Travis Benjamin. Shout out to Travis Benjamin. Had 2 touchdowns on the day, 1 reception, and obviously the punt return that we've seen. Look at the fans going crazy.
Yeah.
I love it.
What is on that field?
This is where the fun does an end zone presented by Pepsi, and you can end up here on the big screen, even if your celebration isn't what we like. We're going to clown the ones that go down.
I'll give it a 5.
Oh, you're giving it a 5.
It was a graceful fall.
How do we know they didn't coordinate that, huh? How do we know they didn't choreograph that? I'll give it a 4.
What are you reaching for a 0 over there?
Yeah, I'm looking for a 0. Here, a 0.
All right, there you go.
0.
A 5 and a 0 and another 5. All right, now listen, of course, if you guys want to hit us up and let us know that we missed one because we can't fit them all in, we'll get them and you can check them on our Twitter. But hashtag GMFB, where the fun does an end zone. Watch the throne, baby. It's some good celebrations we got. I love that guys are getting involved in it now.
How about last night, the celebration?
Oh, yeah.
We had a couple of them again. What do you call that?
Backpack kid.
It reminds me of like a push puppet.
For your 6-1 Eagles, and after the game, the guy I call Cars spoke about the big Monday night win over the rival.
We had a good game plan. They just did some things early that got to us, and we just knew we just had to weather the storm, keep our poise, and we knew the plays would be they'd be there, and we kind of just started clicking. So again, we just knew we had to just weather that storm, stay together, and we made the plays.
What a game by Carson Wentz. Our very own Mike Garafolo, our buddy, caught up with Zach Ertz, one of his favorite receivers, a tight end, after the game, who sang his praises and the praises of his quarterback.
Zach, I just saw a scene over here. Brent Selleck says to Carson Wentz, "You're a beast," and he's saying, "What does this mean? What is he just trying to stay in check?"
I think Carson's just so humble. He doesn't want that notoriety. He just wants to go out there, play football, have fun. Loves his teammates. I mean, you could feel the energy that he plays with each and every game. I think that whole play was a huge turning point in the game, so it was a huge play for us.
Where's the confidence of this team right now? I mean, it's got to be sky high, right?
Yeah, it's high. I mean, we've never really been in this situation since I've been here in Philly. So we got a lot of confidence right now. We're playing with a lot of energy, and we got a lot of playmakers on this team.
Enjoy it, man. Thanks for your time. Yeah, thank you.
Another huge game for Ertz, guys. He leads all tight ends in targets and catches, yards, and touchdowns. He had just an incredible start to his season. One of the few things I was right about in fantasy football this year.
Nice.
Carson Wentz, though, been playing lights out over the last 9 starts. He's only lost 1 game since week 16 of last season. He's got a better record than guys you might have heard of, like Tom Brady and Ben Roethlisberger and Aaron Rodgers. Carson Wentz, who is playing better than him right now in the NFC?
Nobody. And here's the problem. Be afraid. Be very afraid, because he's 24 years old. This guy is still about 20 months removed from a loss to South Dakota in the Fargo Dome. All right, he's way on the way up. And there's a reason Jay Gruden this week was talking about how did he get to Philly? I don't know how in the draft he ended up the division rival. He's almost frustrated about it because he knows he's going to have to play him. One thing I do want to put a stop to, I don't like the Favre comparisons anymore. Everyone says he sees running around, breaking tackles as Favre. It's almost insulting to him at this point.
Different.
Let me tell you, as a second-year player, Brett Favre is probably packing a hammer on the sideline and on the bench coming in for the Magic Man. The Lambeau crowd is saying, get Ty Detmer, that they wanted Favre benched. It's a lazy comparison. Wentz is bigger, he is faster, he is ahead of the game, guys, and right now he is the MVP. He is the MVP of the NFL, Carson Wentz.
You know, I was watching the game yesterday, and I couldn't help myself but to fall in love with Carson Wentz. Now, we love relationship analysis.
Yeah, what do you got?
For me, you know, the NFL is like a woman that I fell in love with when I was 8 years old. I had a long relationship with her, and it was great while I was in it. So now I see these young players. It's like I see a bit of the love I used to have. And it's like a relationship that I know KB is in, because KB fell in love with Carson Wentz. And I like Carson Wentz. We all like Carson Wentz. But yesterday it went from liking his play to loving everything he does on the field. And, of course, it's the scrambling. It's the beautiful throws. It's sometimes when he sits back in that rocket, he needs to throw a rope, and he throws a rope right there to Zach Ertz. But more than that, though, it was when he was leaving the huddle, whether he was headed back into it or going to the sideline after not making a conversion, after them having a bad play and interception. The leadership quality. Watching him on the sideline, looking at these grown men that are clearly older than him, but them hanging on to every word that he's saying and then following his lead. That's what made me fall in love with Carson Wentz. I can go X's and O's all day. I can tell you how great he is. But it's not about that. There's something special about this guy. I was listening to Gruden talk. He kept saying South Dakota strong. This young man is clearly the MVP. There's nobody playing better. Let's give him credit. Face value right now, Carson Wentz could be the best quarterback in football.
The Dakotas are watching. They'll be yelling, North Dakota strong! North Dakota strong!
North Dakota Twitter's big.
North Dakota Twitter's big. I'm going to leave it to the Kurt Warners, the Tony Romos, and the Troy Aikmans of the world, the experts at quarterback play, to break down the X's and O's. But I will say this. This guy was thrown into the fire his rookie season right before the start of the year. Obviously, you have the Sam Bradford trade because Teddy Bridgewater goes down, and they're basically telling him you were going to be the third-string quarterback. Now you're the starting quarterback of the Eagles, and they start off 3-0. But that's a rookie growing pain season. He had all offseason. Kay, you've documented it very well in the offseason. He brought out all those receivers to North Dakota, guys like Torrey Smith and Nelson Aguilar, spending a week in North Dakota. And this is his team. And you see the confidence, and you see what Zach Ertz is telling Mike Garafolo in the locker room. Confidence is high, but there's no shock. There's no surprise. This doesn't come from nowhere.
Yeah.
This is their leader. And Kyle, how old is he?
24 years old.
And I give credit to the Eagles front office chart. And it's Sam Bradford and Chase Daniel. We're set. But we're going to go and get the quarterback of the future, who's already paying dividends.
I hear you on Carson Wentz, and you can always say, oh, and the Browns are just watching what he's doing, but it's not. It doesn't stop at Carson Wentz. If Carson Wentz was with the Browns right now in their current situation, like Jared Goff last year is a perfect example, it's who you surround them with. It's the coaching staff. It's what Doug Peterson is doing, starting the game, all those penalties, and somehow figuring it out, showing sort of like the intangibles that this quarterback has as a leader. And you look at, they did everything they could to surround him with the best situation, adding LeGarrette Blount. They're among the league's best on third down. They added him. They were bad at converting short yardage last year. That's why they brought in the veteran. And just having guys like Zach Ertz and taking a risk on a guy like Alshon Jeffrey on a one-year deal, who's taking a lot of the. Every time you see Alshon Jeffrey, he's got 6 receivers, 6 defensive backs around him. So he's allowing Zach Ertz to get open and do these things. So it doesn't, for me, it doesn't end at Carson Wentz, but it is, to your credit, like what this front office and this coaching staff has done to surround him. Now, are you okay, quickly, before we go to Wilselva, with everybody? You have to share your boyfriend.
Yeah. Scott, we
indie band that went big.
We have an open relationship. That's right. You guys are more than welcome.
Do you though, really? Because I feel like it's like you're in a relationship, but then the person like is a rising star, and then they get bigger, and they're on a bigger.
I knew him when.
And now we're okay.
I knew Weezer way back before the Blue Album. I hope so. Okay. I'd be crushed if he wouldn't.
Will Selva out in the NFL Newsroom. And for those of you just watching maybe for the first time this morning, this is a sign that Kyle Brandt thinks that Carson Wentz picks up on.
We know that. He knows.
The TV lens.
Only in Kyle's world. You know what I mean? Only in his head do these things happen. Right, Kyle?
I'm talking to him right now. Just go. You do the news. I'll handle the Wentz. Okay, if that's okay.
All right, thank you. I appreciate that. Tell him I say hello, by the way.
I will.
Okay, let's start in Pittsburgh. If wide receiver Martavis Bryant is truly happy about being with the Steelers, he sure has an odd way of showing it. On Monday, Bryant was a no-show for meetings. NFL Network insider Ian Rappaport reported with soreness in his surgically repaired shoulder. Colts GM Chris Ballard did not offer a timeline last week, as you might recall, as to when Luck will return to practice. Philly all about the Wentz wagon, as we've been talking about in this segment. Baseball superstar and diehard Eagles fan, as our very own KB pointed out. Mike Trout, giddy about the Monday night win over the Redskins, tweeting out, "How about them Eagles?" And he has been a season ticket holder the past 4 seasons. He tries to go 4 to 5 home games and always tweets out before and after games, #Fly Eagles Fly.
I know what you're doing, Will. You're just trying to make Kyle jealous. I see what you're doing.
a little bit, right? But listen, all I was going to say is Mike Trout. We were talking to Takeo Spikes last week, and he's the captain of the all-neck team.
Yeah.
Mike Trout has one of the best necks in sports, Kyle.
Yeah, he's a six-tool player. I didn't even think of that. It's a great neck-gen stats, we call them, Will. Good pull on that.
Great stuff from Will Selva. If we keep talking about Carson Wentz like this, you're going to want to stiff arm somebody, aren't you?
I might.
It's going to make you angry.
It might, Kat. You're starting to get to me.
After this, we've got angry runs.
Here we go.
Lev Bell and what some of the other guys did in this week's edition of
Angriest Runs of the Week.
Angry Runs.
Can somebody take out the summoner?
Good Morning Football is presented by the Audi Q5